to lobby members of Congress in support of comprehensive immigration overhaul legislation. Zuckerberg pressed his case in private meetings with leadership on both sides of the aisle in the House and the Senate. The issue stalled in the GOP-led House months after the Democratic-controlled Senate passed a sweeping bill that included more border security and eventual citizenship for millions here illegally. Zuckerberg has already helped launch an advocacy organization, FWD.US, one of the most active groups on the issue.
We have two very special guests with us this morning. We've been talking all kinds of things, from what happened with the Fed yesterday, how the markets are reacting. Jimmy Dunn is Sandler O'Neill's managing principal. He joins us on a very special day for the firm. Sandler O'Neill is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Also joining us this morning is Stan Druckenmiller. He is the former chairman at Decaying Capital Management. And Stan, you're here because Jimmy's celebrating the firm's 25th anniversary. Why don't you describe the relationship between you two and tell us how you know each other?
First of all, that's absolutely the reason I'm here. And I want to congratulate one of my very best friends in the world on 25 years in business. As you know, I think only 1 out of 10 people that starts a business makes it 5 years. And he's in one of the more volatile businesses out there. And tragically, we all know he had a challenge almost exactly in the middle of that 25 years, and he not only overcame it, the firm has thrived and actually gone to the absolute top of a full-service financial services investment banking firm.
We should describe for people who aren't familiar with the background. Sandler O'Neill was at the top of the World Trade Center, and that's the tragedy that you're talking about.
Yes, 9/11, Jimmy lost his two partners and his mentor, and over 30-year employees, Jimmy.
Yeah, we love it.
And I was talking to Jimmy every day, and I saw the man go through hell. I think he gave 200 eulogies personally, and not only did he survive, he brought the firm back to a higher level than it had ever been, and great with the families. Anyway, we met on the golf course, and it was one of my more embarrassing moments because Jimmy had heard about some of my accomplishments and my courage in the money markets, and he was greeted on the first green with a guy going down into a sidewinder, almost a fetal position on a 3-foot putt because my ego is a little too big for my fear of failure was just dramatic, and I've heard him tell the story with great humor about 10 times, but we met on the golf course, and we've really been very close friends ever since.
Stan's been a great friend, and obviously was, he shows up when things are bad, and he shows up every day, but particularly when things are rough, and we talk every day, and it's been, he was a tremendous help. A lot of days when I didn't get home during the crisis, he'd come over to the office, walk me home, and he's a special guy, he really is. And when we first met him, he had this image of the great Druckenmiller, the great Druckenmiller, and I'm like, pretty nice guy. Get on the first green, he gets down like he's that's 6-inch putt. He's like begging this thing to go in. And I said, boy, golf's a humbling game, isn't it? But he's and what's really great now, and I think he's so excited about what he's doing, he's going around to colleges to talk about what's really happening with entitlements, what's really what they're being faced with, the issue that they should be thinking about. He was at NYU last night. He was talking about how our issue, his issue, was more Vietnam. And, here's you had this problem. Today, it's this transfer of wealth that he's talking about. I mean, all this stuff is happening. It's so incredible to listen to Obama, know how much he hates it. He should be the most frustrated guy in the world because he is a part of something that is, effectively promoting exactly what supposedly he's against. And, Stan is out talking to colleges. He's going to come to Notre Dame on October 9th, my birthday. And we're going to talk about what questions they should be asking, where the economy's going. What are the results of today for our kids? So,
that this showdown we're about to have over the budget and the government spending and the possible government shutdown, I can tell you one thing that won't happen is they won't cut entitlements. They won't touch them. We're going to continue to cut food stamps. We're going to cut Head Start. We're going to cut NIH grants. It's pretty amazing what's going on here.
You had a really incredible statistic that I was reading through early this morning about what we're paying seniors right now versus what we're expecting the kids who are about to be born to pay.
Well, this is a number I've been looking for about a year and a half, and this organization that I've helped out a little, the Can Kicks Back, commissioned Larry Kotlikoff, who I think I mentioned on your show back back in March. He's the #1 generational accountant in the country. He's a professor at BU, and basically the number is as follows. If you are an average 65-year-old, you will have benefited by receiving $327,000 more in benefits than you paid in. And where is it?
300,000?
327,000.
More in.
Yeah. Now there's assumptions here, so maybe it's 300,000, maybe it's 350,000, but this is the guy taking his best shot at it. But if you are an unborn, you're going to pay, based on current benefits and tax schedules, you're going to pay $425,000 more than you get out. So current seniors are going to get $700,000 more than future seniors, and somehow people don't have a problem with that. I mean, look at the stuff we're cutting, and these people are untouchable. And, you know, everybody says, well, the seniors wouldn't give that up. I think if the seniors knew this number, I think they would give it up. I don't think they want to do that to their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. I really don't.
And we're worried about. I agree with you, but I think it's so hard.
Well, yeah.
Why is it hard?
Look, I agree with you 100% that if you look at the numbers rationally, it makes everything make sense. But everybody ultimately is so selfish and so short term that it's very hard.
But this is the same guy that came up with the actual unfunded number that we don't use. Some people, what they say, 70 or 80 trillion. But he's
No, if you take, so
what's
Joe,
the problem?
everybody here pays a payroll tax, right?
Yep.
If you think about it, what that really is the government is borrowing the money from you and promising to pay it back later. So it's an offset balance sheet debt of the government. This guy took his best shot at this. If you brought that onto the balance sheet, so if you took the future revenue stream according to scheduled taxes and scheduled benefits, and you netted out the present value, the current debt of the country is not 16 trillion as advertised, it's 200 trillion.
200.
Yeah, now I don't know whether
70 or 80.
Again, there's assumptions in there. Maybe it's 180, maybe it's 220. It's a heck of a lot more than.
You look at the way this shutdown is being portrayed by mainstream media as if it's just so unheard of to even talk about these things. Like no one wants to hear it at this point, and the people that want to deal with entitlements are losing the PR war with the president.
Well, part of the reason they're losing it is they're focusing on the debt. I think we got to focus on the unfairness of this.
Right.
A statistic, Becky, that you may have seen that I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
If you go back 30 or 40 years ago, the percent of federal outlays spent on children and on the elderly was the same. It was about 20%. That number over the last 30 or 40 years has gone to 50% for the elderly and 15% for children. I mean, think about that. And that's where we are now. And if you look forward, the next 10 years under the federal budget, according to CPO, we're going to grow $1 trillion. 875 goes to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. 6 goes to children. 6.
Stan, don't go anywhere. We're going to slip in a quick break. First, check out shares of Agilent Technologies that are rising.